Hello and welcome. My name is Marisha. Thank you for joining me. Today it's all about using the same color combo but creating two different card designs. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to select a die from scrapbook.com's Floral Borders die set. This is a 4-piece die set. I am going to die cut from a gold mirrored cardstock. Next, I'm going to create some daisies. So I'm going to use scrapbook.com's Market Blooms die set, and I'm going to die cut a few daisies, the centers, and some leaves. I need some lemons, so I die cut some lemons using the fruit die set. I'm now going to bring in a 4¼ by 5½ inch top folding card base, which is A2 sized. Then I'm going to bring in Distress Oxide's Tumbled Glass and my blending brush. To ensure I don't get any oxide on the back of my card base, I'm going to bring in some mint tape and tape along the fold of the card base. I'm then going to use my blending brush to apply the oxide. I'm going to blend towards the center of the card base. Once I'm done applying the oxide, I'm then going to spritz the oxide with water. I'm going to allow it to set for a few seconds, and then I'm going to bring in a paper towel to soak up the excess water. Then from there, it is on to the next step. I'm now going to bring my card base over to my Misty, where I'm going to bring in the Hello Spring stamp set from scrapbook.com. I selected the Hello Lovely sentiment. I'm now going to position it on the card base, and then I'm going to ink it up with black ink, and then I'm going to stamp it 3 times just to ensure I have a good impression. Next, I'm going to bring in one of my favorite paper pads. This is the Harvest Smooth Cardstock. This includes 5 sheets of each color, and you will receive 40 sheets in the pack. I love the color palette of this paper pack. I'm going to select this sheet of cardstock. It looks like a salmon color. It's really pretty. I'm now going to bring in from Honeybee Stamps their Hill Borders die set, and I'm going to position the die on the cardstock. And just to make sure that it is secured, I am going to tape the dies to the cardstock using mint tape. Then from there, I'm going to run my sandwich through the die cutting machine. And here we have our die cut. Next, I'm going to assemble the flowers. So I'm going to adhere the centers of the daisies to the flowers. Once I'm done assembling the flowers, I'm then going to get started on the lemons by bringing in Distress Oxide's mustard seed, and I'm going to use a small blending brush to apply the oxide just to create some shading. Speaking of flowers and lemons, the pollen here is in full effect. So if I sound very nasally in any of my upcoming videos between now and July, just know it's my allergies. Now it's time to assemble the card, but first I want to trim down the border because it's just a little bit too big. So I'm going to bring in my pencil and I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to place a little mark on it, and I'm going to take the border over to my trimmer and I'm going to line it up and then just cut off the excess that I don't need for this project. Now I'm positioning the border on the card base just to make sure everything is lining up correctly. Then I'm going to adhere the floral border on my card base. Once I'm done, I'm going to cut off the excess. And I'm not going to throw away the piece that I cut. I'm actually going to save it for the next card. I'm then going to adhere the wavy border to my card base. And then from there, I'm going to begin positioning the flowers and the lemons and the leaves on my card. Now, I'm often asked about the floral clusters that I add to my projects. I'm asked, how do you position the flowers on there? What is your vision for them? Normally, I just play around with the layout. I start by adding the flowers first. Then I add the leaves, and if there's an accent piece, which in this case, the accent would be the lemons, I add that as well. I also use the same concept when I create wreaths for my door. I always apply the flowers first and then the leaves and accent pieces if there are accent pieces. Now, I want to give you two options. Your first option is to create a floral layout as I have done right here, or you can add a small bouquet of flowers as it is shown right here. Just a small cluster of flowers on the bottom of your card. Again, just experiment before you commit. But here is the end result of my card after I added a few half pearls. For the next card, we're going to use the same colors, but we're going to create a different layout. So I decided to die cut from gold cardstock using the Mosaic A2 cover plate die, one of my absolute favorite dies from scrapbook.com. Using the same colored cardstock, it is cut down to A2 size, which is 4¼ by 5½ inches. I then off camera cut a circle and I stamped the sentiment and I went ahead and applied tumbled glass. And here are my floral and lemon die cuts. First, I'm going to adhere the panel to my card base using liquid adhesive. Then I'm going to adhere the mosaic die cut to my card. Then on the back of the circle, I'm going to apply 3 layers of cardstock. This will add dimension to my card. Then once I'm done applying the layers of cardstock, I'm then going to adhere the circle to my card. Now it's time to position the flowers on my card. Once I'm done positioning them, I'm then going to adhere them with liquid adhesive. And as you see, as I mentioned earlier, I'm applying the flowers first, the lemons, and the greenery. Just playing around with the placement of these die cuts. Once I'm done, I'm going to add some gold splatter and the gold sprig. And here is the final result of this card project. And let's take one final look back at the first card that was created. And just like that, 2 different card designs using the same color combo and supplies. Thank you for joining me on today. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much for subscribing, clicking the thumbs up button and the notification bell so you never miss out on new tutorials. Please feel free to check out my blog on my website at thediaryofbellerose.com. I'm sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until the next crafty project, please take care.